Prime Minister Gaston Browne has to be one of the most influential and politically strong prime ministers in the Caribbean. I cannot believe that the cabinet outvoted him. They say there are two best jobs in the Caribbean: the West Indies cricket team captain and the prime minister. So I don't buy that. I don't buy that he said it, that he was overruled. In our spheres, politics, the prime minister is God. And a lot of them in that cabinet will definitely owe their existence to him being in the position that they are. So I can't believe that. I'm a little surprised that Minister Weston would not support it, because he is the author of 2 letters stating it. So I'm a little surprised, shocked, and hurt that Mr. Weston was not supporting this drive either. But it is what it is, and I'm glad that they have at least admitted that we were trying to get them to commit to what they said they would commit. That is important, and it is not an agreement. It is their concept. There's no agreement, and as I said before, it's going to be very hard to convince 600 plus employees to take it when the goalposts keep moving. Now, if you had a meeting, I would have hoped that the cabinet would have met a lot sooner than last week, because we had this meeting October 8th. So if you're going to change your decision or your commitment to something, I think it is better for you to come back to the party and say, look, Pato, we do the mass, it can't work out. Or we had, looking at our financial situation, something, you tell me something, I can then try and meet you halfway and see what else we can work out. But then to go and release it on Saturday afternoon, simultaneously when you're distributing it to the other union leaders, that's not how you want to have a better relationship than that. You want to give people opportunities to talk to you and be able to converse with you, and then to say, well, no more meetings. I mean, it is what it is. Number one, if you are offering a compassionate pill, there should be no strings attached. A compassionate pill is, look, this is what I can do for you. Take it, or you can leave it. But to say no, that you have the rope, it's not even a string, it is a ball and chain attached, or a chain saying that you will sign over, or you will not have any rights to any proceeds of the sale of assets of Liat 974 Limited if it is liquidated. That's not a compassionate offer. That is a deal. That is a negotiation for a deal. So let's separate it. They're offering us a deal. They want, and I understand it, you want to be able to carry over a lot of what 74 has into 2020, because you want to have more equity, for one, as the government, and you want to be able to preserve a lot of what is there that you're going to need in a new airline. But I asked the Prime Minister, he always said, man, if you liquidate, you can get 10 to 15. So I asked him, well, why don't you give us 10 to 15 on top of the 50? As if we negotiated. Because he did admit it was a negotiation in the meeting. So here it is. Now we're going back to this limited liability. I love these guys, these prime ministers are the best. My West Indian politician. You ran Liat 974 Liability. You owned it, right? Correct is right? You are the custodian of the same laws. You can't have an insolvent company. You ran it, you had it, you fought the Caribbean Star Internet, and you ran it. When the government's offered letters of comfort, I have draft audits where they put to the court. I have the wills and the means to keep the airline running. I have this and that. I'll keep the airline going. Okay, those who come for equity must come with clean hands. I knew Liat was always in problems. I was in charge when we were paid 15 months late, and some members have never forgiven me for it because they felt that I should have done something to stop it. But at that point in time, they were struggling. They were always struggling. Okay. I am not saying that the government should run Liat or maintain Liat during a pandemic with 10 planes. When borders are closed and nobody's flying. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, as for governments, your moral and ethical responsibility, if you're going to close the airline, was to have a plan in place to take care of the employees at that point in time. So you can't break the limited liability laws when it suits you. And when it's time now, you're running behind the shield. You're talking on two sides of your mouth.
This is Antigua Breaking News.